€1,600 of Porrick's budget went on planting and 1,500 on hardscaping. The judges consider Porrick's garden for the last time.
The client was looking for this nice view out from the conservatory to the rear. That looked nice, that enticed us, and then when we got out there, it felt cosy and comfortable.
I agree.
Yeah, it was certainly very relaxing, and you could sit out and enjoy an evening sitting out in that garden.
This thing about the cottage planting and the seaside garden, I actually don't think it works.
If you're going to be a cottage garden, I think you should have focused much more on herbaceous plants. I wouldn't use grasses in that environment.
There was a lot more sea there to me. There was the mirror portholes, there was these sort of wavy elements of copper. Trying to put Granny's cottage into this was a bit of a mistake. Often a subtle delivery is the best.
Well, it's difficult, and I think he needs to be complimented. He took on a brief, which was extremely difficult. Many gardeners would be very happy with that design.
And in fairness, the clients were very, very happy. They were thrilled with that garden. And that's really what matters.
Absolutely.
Has Porrick's seaside garden impressed the judges? Is he tonight's winner? Kerryman Fiachra Flannery is our final competitor. He was given the Shoyer family's garden in Limerick. The space was decimated by recent building work, and the family wanted an inspiring area for their 3 small children.
If Super Garden was all about planting design, Fiachra would absolutely have hit a home run. He really understands plants.
The worst part of it was when we got started on the hard landscaping and we realised how much we had to take out, kind of freaking out, going, oh no, I've got 3 days to take out concrete.
This is the Shoyer family's finished garden. Fiachra's wooden pergola with mirror creates a focal point at one end, while a sunken trampoline for the children is surrounded by soft planting.
I like the way that Fiachra's planted the trees in the centre of the garden, because it just gives that nice 3-dimensional feel.
And also I think the vegetable patch is a fantastic activity for us to do now over the summer months and get the kids out. And of course the children can't wait to have their friends round to have a good old go at that trampoline.
I'm really happy I did it, to see it when it was finished and see the reaction of the clients. That's what it was all about.
Fiachra spent €2,000 on trees and plants and $1,500 on paving and edging. This is the last time the judges will consider Fiachra's garden.
I like a lawn. In that size of the garden, I think a lawn is like the carpet in the sitting room.
Yeah.
I think it's a major feature.
I felt he had fairly limited palette of plants.
I actually like the planting. I like the planting palette. I think it's not a huge garden. I think there was enough of a range of plants there, and I like to see that repetition of plants through the garden.
The trees that he used for pleaching on the right-hand side as you go in,
They weren't properly formed.
They weren't formed. They weren't trained.
What about the other trees throughout the garden? He's a nice Jacomontias.
I like the Jacomontia, the multi-stem particularly. It's a lovely tree in the garden.
I think it's an easy choice of tree. It's got a beautiful white stem on it. It's which tree will I have here to have most impact? I know, I'll pick it Betchel Jacomontia.
I have one major problem with this garden. Every designer has a responsibility to think about wildlife, and flying birds will have serious problems with those mirrors. They'll kill more birds than a Hitchcock movie.
He focused on this pergola. I actually quite liked that. I think the geometry of it was good. I liked the kind of rustic log feature that was actually supporting it, and that was probably my favourite feature in the garden.
Did you like the way he got the sunken trampoline in? Kids, I thought that was nicely done. Discreet, not very obvious in your face.
The sunken trampoline is a really good feature, because trampolines can often be the be-all and end-all of a garden. They're so obvious.
They're not pretty.
Whereas it's nicely hidden.
Has Fiachra's family garden impressed the judges? Will he be awarded the top prize tonight? The judges have scrutinised all 5 designs and considered the talents of the amateurs. But which garden would the designers themselves choose to be Super Garden if they couldn't pick their own?
Personally, I think I'd prefer Porrick's. I love seaside gardens. It was gorgeous. I'm really impressed.
Agatha's was my favourite. I thought the painting on the wall was very, very striking. You know, you could just sit and gaze at that. To me, that was my favourite.
I liked Fiachra's garden for Gola with the mirrors. I think that's kind of cool. And the areas for the kids with the sunken trampoline.
The one that struck my mind would be James's. He's a man of the soil, and he incorporated themes from his knowledge of working on farms.
All the gardens are really, really nice, but I really liked Emer's, just the room feeling of it. I like the finish in hers. I think it looked very clean and very crisp. It looked really good.
Back in the deliberations room, The judges have picked their winner.
Guys, I'm really pleased now that I think we've selected the right designer in terms of the design that's been delivered on the ground. It's high impact, nicely balanced, the proportions are right.
The ability to transfer those ideas onto the design on the ground, I think, was incredible.
I have to say, in terms of meeting the brief, giving the client what they want, I don't think this designer could have given any more.
It's been a long day, but it's almost time to announce the winner of Super Garden 2010. The judges arrive into the ballroom of Powerscourt House, where they will reveal their decision. Chairman of the judges, Gary Graham, is about to announce the winner.
Our garden designers have had 5 very tough weeks, and the judges had an even tougher time here today picking a winner from 5 beautiful gardens. But only one designer can win the title of Super Garden and have their winning garden recreated at Bloom in the Phoenix Park. And the winner of Super Garden 2010 is... James.
Very pleased. In a state of shock, and that was the most tense moment of my life. I want to thank everybody that came and helped me with the garden. I was so delighted to do it, and the best part of it was that the family I worked for, they were a dream family, and it just came at the right time. It lifted me out of a kind of a long winter, you know, where I was sort of, I was quite depressed with the bad weather, and I got this opportunity to go and do a garden for just lovely people, and now I've won it. And I'm just so pleased.
He's such a warm personality. That personality came out in the garden. We miss him already, but his legacy will endure.
Very, very proud of James. We always knew he had great talents, gardening talents. We're very happy that he has won this competition.
This is the icing on the cake.
The winner of Super Garden 2010 is James McConnell from Navan in County Meath, who designed this eco-garden in Artane for 10 pet ducks.
When I walked into his garden, it had this care and attention to detail. It just felt loved, and you felt nurtured by the garden. And that's a success that most people never get.
James is the winner because of the way he delivered the garden on the ground. It was beautifully executed, and his attention to detail was second to none.
His plant knowledge and his horticultural skills were incredible. We had no problem in deciding that he was the overall winner.
James delivered something really special, and as soon as we walked into that space, we knew that garden was something beyond the ordinary. I'm thrilled to bring James to Bloom.
I'm going to Bloom. It's a lot of hard work, I believe, but I'm looking forward to the challenge. Times are so bad. We're in a recession, and you hear all this story in the media, but maybe people can create a little bit of, happiness in their own home and in their garden. Maybe I inspired people to do that.
James McConnell from Navan, the winner of Super Garden 2010. For details of all the gardens in the series, check out rte.ie/